Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to Friday, the 26th of December's literacy lesson. So, today is a free writing session, so you should have a little booklet that you should have taken out of your pack. We've got this little picture prompt for today's lesson. As you can see, it is this, what looks like a Native American Indian on a horse holding some sort of spear. And in the background, we've got these two rather menacing looking machines and all of these airships in the air heading his way. Okay, and then we've got this at the bottom. I stood on the edge of my lands, grasping my spear firmly in my steady hands. A determined grimace spread across my face. This is the moment we had all feared but never dared to take seriously. Well, now we would have to take it seriously. We would have to take them seriously. They had arrived. Okay, so you've got a couple of options at what you can do today. So you can plan and write a story that carries on from this here, from the man's point of view, about what they would have to do. You could do the exact same story, but from these creatures' point of view instead. Or, the hardest one, which is what I've done today, is to write a non-chronological report about the creatures in this picture. Now, this one is by far the hardest because you kind of have to make everything up. But as I'm a bit of a geek, I've come with this one today. So you've got two different must, should, coulds. So the first ones are for tricky and trickier. So we need to be using sentences punctuated with capital letters and full stops, question or exclamation marks. Describing the scene and the characters using adjectives and similes. Short, snappy sentences to build suspense. Use show and not tell to describe feelings. A range of conjunctions to extend sentences, and then using dialogue to expand the story. And if you're doing a non-chronological report, I've given you a kind of a different one because obviously this will be non-fiction, so to speak. So still capital letters on full stops and exclamation or question marks. Subheadings to organise work, we'll need to do that today. Adverb and conjunction openers, technical vocabulary, explaining facts with your own sentences. It's very easy to do this if you made them up. And then similar to the last one, extend sentences with conjunctions. So these are some of the questions that you'll need to answer. So first you need to decide which of the trickier or trickiest you're going to do. Okay, and some of the questions here, why for the trickier, it's tricky. So this is from the guy on the horse's point of view. Who is the character telling the story? Who and what are the things that are approaching? Are the people right to be afraid? Are they right to be wary? Do you think the new arrivals, so the guys in the background, mean harm or do they come in peace? How many of them do you think there are really? There's only two there, but are there more? Where have they come from? And how will the people deal with the threat? And then an interesting one, who controls the ships that are in the air? Now, if you're writing it from the creature's point of view, so these are the questions you have to consider. Why have the creatures come? What or who have they come for? Are they friendly or unfriendly? Are there more of them or just two of them? What will happen to them? What will happen to the people? And then if you're writing a non-chronological report, what are the creatures' physical features? Why do they have these features? So you have to explain each one. What are their hunting habits and diets? What is their habitat like? What are they like as a society? Are they intelligent life forms or are they simple creatures? So I've also put in your booklets a little plan, a few empty boxes if you feel the need to help you there. So you've got a character list for the main character and other characters, and then just a simple plot, beginning, middle, and ending. And then I've also put in a plan for the trickiest as well. So this is the one that I've done. So this is the introduction of physical appearance, and then I've changed habitat to special features in mine, but it's something you can do or you can keep it as habitat. It's up to you. And then there's diet and hunting at the bottom. So looking on my plan, these guys are called Tist Machina. They're part organic matter, so part human like us, and they're part machine, so that makes them cyborgs or cybernetic. Their homeworld is unknown, that's why I took out habitat, and they are hostile to all life forms. So going in straight away with these guys being pretty nasty. And then I've just kind of added a bit to their physical appearance. I've used the word colossal human body because I thought, well, if they're large humans, that's a human and that's a Tist Machina. There's a massive difference there, isn't there? So the word large didn't really work for me. So I've gone with colossal just to signify how much bigger they are. But they've still got 2 arms and 2 legs. And then they've got a cavernous central cavity which contains the heart and the hindbrain. So I'm on about this bit here. And they're obviously right next to each other. Which I'll explain later. 1 red electronic eye, 1 deep yellow organic eye, impenetrable wood-like skin with the strength of steel. And then their special features I've put capable of flight, immeasurable strength, can create wormholes to travel long distances in space and time. And then their weakness, I've put their heart and their hindbrain are next to each other and not well protected. So that bit I'm going to say is pretty, unprotected. Diet and hunting. So they have to consume organic life forms in order to survive. If they don't, their organic matter decays and they slowly malfunction and die, so that all the human bits of them start to decay. They don't use their mouth to eat. Instead, they have a beam in their hands that transports organic material into their arms, which is then digested in their arms and the material relocated around its body. That's any organic material. So the idea I had for these guys is that they have no home world left and they go around basically consuming everyone else's home worlds in order to sustain themselves. So these guys are not good news. Okay, so here are the steps to success just one more time. Right, so I've started off my non-prom with just a little bit of a title there, and I'm going to go back to my introduction. And I'm going to kind of keep it in the point of view of, well, not the point of view of him or them, but like the point of view of like these guys are pretty bad, so watch out. So I'm going to, oh my goodness, what's going on there? Let's change that quickly. So if you live on a rich and bountiful planet full of natural resources, then be careful. I'm going to put be warned. You may be in danger. Then be warned. You may be in danger from the deadly Tist Machina, an alien life form that consume entire planets in just days! Exclamation mark. Right, so I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm going to do a little subheading. So physical appearance. Okay, so I'm kind of writing this from the point of view of somebody warning somebody about the Tist Machina. Okay, so these guys are not good news. You wouldn't have a scientist study these guys because they find them interesting. So this is very much a non-chronological report, informing people, warning them about them. Okay, so right, I need to think of an opener now about physical appearance. Might just go back and double check what I've put. Definitely using that word colossal in there. And adverb or conjunction openers. I've kind of already got a conjunction one. Doesn't really work, so I'm just going to go in with what I think. So you will have no problem spotting the Tist Machina as they are over, how many feet tall do we think? Should we go over 200 feet tall? They are over 200 feet tall. As they are over 200 feet tall, Yeah, I'm going to take that hand out. And yeah, no, I'm not. I'm going to put it back in and resemble that of, and resemble a human with a few minor differences. So firstly, they have 2 gigantic arms and legs. A central torso and head like human beings. However, they differ significantly in their skin. Their skin resembles that of wood. Use resembles. Their skin looks very similar to wooden structures. However, I've used however at the beginning. Their skin looks very similar to wooden structures, but has the tensile strength. Actually, I'm going to change. I'm going to use immeasurable, but has immeasurable tensile strength. That just means it's incredibly strong and cannot be penetrated by metal or modern weapons. There we go. Like wood, it can catch fire if soaked with something flammable. If, like wood, it can catch fire if soaked with something flammable. Okay, right, so that's how I would have a go at writing it. So this is my little introduction there and my physical appearance. I'm going to end that there. Looking forward to reading these Year 6 and see you next week.